Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Ancient Relics and Hokey Religions. That's right. We are back. It's good
We
to see you all
supported you
here.
well with excitement, Josh. We have done it.
It's good to see everybody here. I'm stoked to be back. It's been a while. Had a lot of stuff going on. I feel like just in general, as a whole and individually, just a lot of stuff going on. But it's good to be here. As always, we have the gang. Say hi, gang.
Hi, gang.
Hi, gang.
Thank you, Michael.
Does anyone want to introduce themselves and say where you can find everyone? Or are we past that?
You can find everyone right here or at the thing underneath there.
Right underneath their name. If you need more clarification, just let us know.
Typically your Twitter. Oh, we hit a hype train. Sweet.
Wow, what a time to be alive. I don't think it's the first Ancient Relics and Hokey Religions hype train.
Can't you?
I actually don't think it is.
It's not for well, maybe once like we started, but not like during the intro starting screen.
Nice. Well, that's super exciting. Thank you all.
Yes.
But yeah, I'm the real JoshT. We're joined by itsevbo, JnJake, Izzy, and Mr. Yoda _I_M. You could find us all on the links underneath our faces. And we came here just to chew bubblegum and play D&D, and we're all out of dice. Bubblegum. So if you're excited to see where that's going, then we are too. Jake's got something he wants to tell you all about. So I'm going to push us.
I do.
Push us over to Jake.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Look in the bottom corner. You see the JnJ logo, but then you also see the TTRPG overlay logo, which is a website that I launched all about making D&D and tabletop role-playing game content. So yeah, if that's you, if you're interested in it and you're like, I want to make D&D streams, but I'm scared, I don't know graphic art or OBS or anything, go to ttrpgoverlay.com. There's tip articles about using OBS and the overlay packs themselves, which I know I'm biased, but I kind of think they look nice. I think they're very simple, and you should do that because I'm nice, and you can support me by going to the site. Okay. Oh, and following TTRPG Overlay at Twitter and Instagram.
Yeah, it's just, if you've ever wanted to do a D&D stream and you're just like, I don't know how to do any of this stuff, it's just everything right there. It's easy peas, it's inexpensive or free. So
that's true. We do have free overlay packs too, so that's something to check out too if you're like on a budget. But Josh, we had a few videos lately because it's been like 3 weeks since we did this.
Have.
Like you said before, life happens. And just really quick on that note, like this is our home game that we are just sharing, so that's just part of the ups and downs of playing D&D. Josh says it before, and that the schedule creature has the highest CR rating of any monster in the game.
It's like Tiamat, Vecna, and all those bad boys combined.
They're cake. But yeah, we finished our Combat and Action Economy series, so check that out. We had a table talk with Andrew from Kwood Publishing about the Monsters of the Feyland 2, which Josh and I have always talked about, feeling like the Feywild needs its own source book. Mm-hmm. And I gotta be honest, I feel like the Kwood Publishing people are gonna put out something better than you would have gotten from Wizards of the Coast anyways. You can fight me about that in the comment section or in chat if you want.
You're not wrong. You're gonna get more for less in that book.
Yeah. Their Kickstarter is over now, unfortunately, but there might be add-ons, and they do. I'm not as familiar with that, but there's still time. You can.
Yeah, I believe you could still do pre-orders. You could also go on their website and buy everything on there. They'll have everything on DriveThruRPG and all that kind of stuff once it's actually available. And follow him on Twitter. Honestly, follow Kwood Publishing on Twitter. If you don't, then whatever, we'll repost it once it comes out. But you should follow.
And then also, I designed a monk subclass called the Way of the Arcane Disciple. And Josh and Evan here did a review of it. And you can also find that on DM's Guild. So check that out because, I mean, again, I'm biased. I think it's a fun subclass, but you guys were great in your review. Very entertaining. Yeah. And I think that's kind of all I have to say about that.
I'm gonna completely derail this and just quickly mention that I saw a really funny TikTok the other day. It was someone was outside of a Yankee game, just interviewing people, and he's like, "Can you believe that some people think the Mets are better than the Yankees?" This guy's like, he goes, "Can you believe this? My father, born in the Bronx, he's a Mets fan." He does those three emotions all in a row. It's great. I'll send it to you.
He's a Mets fan. Can you believe it? I cannot.
One other like completely random thing that I do want to mention. I didn't even tell you guys this because I literally just discovered it by accident. I just went on D&D Beyond. They have something called the Vecna dossier. And it's free. It's all this information on Vecna, like a stat block and all that kind of stuff. But it's only available for like a limited time. So just if you use D&D Beyond and if you want to, I mean, even if you don't want to use him in one of your games, just get it because it's free. Just add it to your toolkit.
Yeah, just do it.
Yeah, let me. I don't know if I was going to share a link, but I don't know if that's actually going to work with the link, but it's right on the homepage. So just check it out. Does anyone have anything that they want to share or want to mention? Anything cool that happened the past couple weeks or anything, any streams or whatever coming up?
I would like to say I have something cool coming up, but I can't really promise anything. A lot of folks know I've got some big stuff coming up, and I'm a part of the problem lately with our scheduling, so I want to apologize to everybody. But hoping for some stuff in the coming weeks. That's all I can really say. Just keep an eye on my Twitter.
We're all responsible for schedule problem.
Yeah, I mean, it's not fair to blame Evan for everything, but it is. I was also. Fault.
It's Evan's fault.
It's life. It's not him. It's life.
Yeah, it is what it is. Resorden, I mean, I don't know. We'll find out. But I did also say that I literally found this 5 minutes ago while we were setting up the stream by accident. So, we have anything else? Just clips, right? Just everybody.
Yeah, make your clips.
You see something, say something. If you see something, give it a little snip, give it a little clip. You know? So, yeah. Just clip it, and we also have a section in our Discord. So if you clip something, just throw it in Discord. We can talk about it. We can laugh about it. It just makes life easier for us too when we're making little like highlights and that kind of stuff. So if you like those cool videos and compilations and that kind of stuff, and you want us to do more of them, maybe you should clip some things. All right. Well, I think we're ready. I feel like we're forgetting something, but I guess we're not. I'm not saying that, and then most of the time when I say I feel like we're forgetting something, that I'm like, oh, that's right, this person had a birthday, you know, or something like that. But that's not the case. It's I genuinely don't know what I think we're forgetting.
You were the last birthday nerd.
That's
did we wish you a happy birthday since we last streamed? I don't think we have. Josh did have a birthday, I think, since last we streamed. So everybody wish Josh a happy birthday.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, how are you?
I think Izzy's next.
Izzy is next.
All right. Well, I guess there's nothing left except to do a quick recap. So, last time on Ancient Relics and Hokey Religions, our group had been through a whole lot. On the run from the Empire after an assassination / recovery attempt. They ended up in Bysaeus Teal, to find Master Dinoa. He was missing, so they sought out to find him. Found one of his friends. His friend said, "Hey, there's this thing that Master Dinoa left for you, but I can't give it to you until you find this urn that was stolen by cultists." So they chased down the cultists. Vale's patron said, "Hey, you need to kill all of these cultists because they're trying to do something nasty. They're trying to bring back or break the chains that are holding down Chained Oblivion." So you hunted them down. You're a little bit too late. The chain was broken. One of the chains broken anyway. Killed all the dudes. You found all the things. You made your way back to Bysea Steel. And the Empire is looking for you. So, in your disguises and sneaky ways, you went back to Oscar's oddities. You found the man himself. Your disguises dropped when you walked in the building. And Evan, or Evbo, or Echo, got to work on the puzzle box. I think where we had left off, I mean, he had this section where he had to turn some gears and everything, and basically find the word reason, which gave him access to some tokens to put on the other side. It seems like the tokens were all telling a bit of a story of the history of Exandria. You had all of the ages. So the founding, the Age of Arcanum, the Calamity, and then the last token for an age happened to be something that you picked up off of a dead soldier cultist person. It was this blackish, dark, purple, just void, milky, whatever other horrible adjectives we could come up with, token that fit just right. So finding all the pieces that need to be put on there, you got them on there, and then we popped open one more section on this. You're good? Yeah. Popped open one more section on the box. And that's where we're at right now. So I believe we have Melly, Mac, Vale, and Oscar sitting at a table with the book in front of them. They're on their second cup of tea, I believe, having a very awkward conversation. And Echo on the other side of the room working on this puzzle. I don't remember if anyone had gone over to Echo to see what was going on over there. So just, I guess, before we continue, is that accurate? Is everyone, are all of you in the table and then Echo on the other side doing his own thing? Or did anyone go to see, what
Echo did kind of interrupt everybody to ask for the coin. So I would assume that people's attentions were probably turned to him at that point.
Yeah.
I believe Melly had picked it up and brought it over to him.
That sounds familiar.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Vale would want to, if his back was to Echo, you would see Vale being like, turning around a lot to see how he's doing, but if not, for sure, why not? Everything else about Vale is awkward and uncomfortable, so yeah, he was doing that a lot.
Okay. So, Melly, what do you look like right now? What does Melly look like right now? What's going through her mind as she's seeing all of this happening, and realizing that that token was a part of the puzzle?
Definitely deer in the headlights, like big eyes, and like kind of looking from Echo back at everyone else, being like, do you see what happened? Like, And what's going through her mind is she's very confused. She doesn't get it.
What's Echo thinking about now? Before he reaches into the little takes what's in there.
I think really he's trying to figure out why. Like, he's just kind of parsing, like, why did it need to be so complicated? Like, why did this all have to? Why did you need to remind me what these gods did? Like, what is it? Why is it so important that Tharizdun, like, how he wants the cycle to be returned a certain way? And I think that's really it. He's basically just going through all that over and over in his head. There must be a reason for it. So it's a mix. I mean, it's a lot of things. We can get into that if we talk about it or later. There's a lot he's thinking about right now, but that's the gist of it. Why? And he's also extremely excited and antsy about potentially having something more concrete to move forward with, some kind of answer. But I think deep down he knows better from Master Dinoa that it probably won't be such a simple thing as that. I don't think he's necessarily going to find an answer, as he may end up finding more questions. So, the end.
Okay. So, as that top right section of the map, not the map, the box kind of like pops up. I believe it was the top right section. Whichever section we had said, I think it was the top right section that I hadn't opened yet. As that one pops up, you reach in, if you reach in, which I assume you would, and there is a note. And the note, I'm going to send you a picture. It's kind of like just a poorly drawn little diagram.
We share it on Fantasygram? No. Okay.
I would just say this is, unless Evan wanted to share it with people. So I just sent it to you. So you have a little diagram there, and then you also, after you take that out, the centerpiece kind of just pops up just a little bit.
He looks at the diagram. Like you would probably all see this, because I imagine, like I said, if attention was drawn, like with how kind of manic he was over asking for the coin, you would probably figure this is it. But you see him reach in, he pulls out a little piece of paper and he unscrolls it, and just kind of like his expression goes from like, oh my god, this is it, to just like, huh. But he then just, all right. And it's a little diagram showing the box and then some directions of something being turned. It's not entirely, it's less clear than he would like it to be, but he'll do his best version of that. And since that centerpiece popped up, he's going to turn it 180 degrees one way to the clockwise direction, 180 degrees clockwise. Then I believe that would be 580, 360, 540. Basically a turn and a half counterclockwise. So a full rotation and then a half rotation counterclockwise, and then another half rotation 180 degrees clockwise again. If that doesn't work, then he's going to reset the arrow to the left position and do the same thing again. Because he just did it from where it was, not where the drawing necessarily indicated. Does anything happen?
So from where it was, I just want to make sure I have this correct. So right now, pointing straight up, you turned it 180 degrees, so still pointing straight up.
No, 180 so that it would be pointing straight down.
Yes. Sorry. 180. That's what 180 degrees means, right?
Yes.
All right. So
then counterclockwise, a full rotation and then a half rotation, so that it would be pointing straight up.
Okay.
Then another half rotation, so that it would be pointing straight down. And if that does not seem to trigger anything, he will then point it to the left and do the same set of motions again.
So as you do that, there is a it just kind of like it stops in that place that you had just put it at, and then just on its own it starts to continually turn clockwise, and then it just starts clicking slowly, goes to the top, and you hear a click as it looks like the something with, like, it's almost like this piece is a lid, and whatever was locking it just unlocked.
Okay, so you mean like the entire top section, or just that round piece that he was turning?
I mean the entire top section.
Okay, so then he will grab whatever handhold he can and either remove it or flip it open, however it is it wants to open.
Sure. Yeah, you pop it open. Inside of it, there is a smaller box that looks exactly... No, I'm just kidding. Okay. Inside of it, there's a... as you kind of pop it open, there's this little leather kind of bag. I wish I have something like that, but I don't have it handy. There's like a little leather bag, just kind of sitting inside of it. Yeah, sure, like that.
Almost mistakable for like a coin purse or something. So like just kind of nondescript leather.
Yep.
So I think... Sorry, go ahead.
And sitting next to the leather bag, there's like a small scroll about maybe like this big, just kind of like 4 or 5 inches, wound tightly with a little knot around it.
I think first Echo would kind of like shake his hands out a little bit, because he notices that his hands were shaking, and he'll reach in and grab the bag first and just kind of look inside, just pop it open.
So what you see when you pop inside of it, it's like a very small amount of tea leaves. They're not like... It's not like it's not like what, like most of us, when you think of tea leaf, it's just going to be like actual like little like leaves or anything. It's kind of like almost like little balls. It's a specific type of tea that would do that. Once you pour hot water on it, they kind of like open up everything. But it is a tea. It looks like only enough for 1 cup.
Okay. Echo's brow furrows pretty hard, but he however it is, he could close the bag if there's like drawstrings on it or anything. But he'll just kind of like pull that tight and kind of palm it, and then grab the scroll from in there, and if there's a seal on it, undo the seal and take a look.
Sure. As you do that, it looks old, and as you begin to kind of unroll it and pick it up, it's blank. It's completely blank.
I think I would like to make, I guess you could call this an insight. I wish there was like an intuition roll, but I guess insight would be the closest thing to that. So I could tell you what I'm trying to see if Echo could intuit.
Yes.
I don't know if this is the thing. So I doubt that Echo would have a ton of experience with disappearing inks, but there are inks that you can make of certain chemical compounds that, when combined with exactly the right opposing chemical compound, will become visible if painted with that chemical. Mm-hmm. So what Evan is intuiting is that he would have to make this cup of tea and then paint the paper with the tea to see the message that lies within. What I want to see is if Echo can intuit that, or his next thing would probably be to ask Vale about it. But yes, that is what I'm questioning.
Yeah, sure. Why don't you roll? I would say if you want to roll insight, you could roll insight. That's
insight feels right.
Trying to see what the intention was of Master Dinois.
18. It's 11 plus 7.
18.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you do know about like those kind of inks and everything, and you know that could be a possibility. You also, knowing Master Dinois, you feel that he would feel so strongly that that's a waste of good tea. To put it on the paper or anything. But you definitely think that the two are connected in some way.
Then I think Echo will ask if I think with a calm voice. Well, so if he still has any of his tea remaining from earlier, he'll just sort of boop, just drink it dry, just boop, shoot the whole thing.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And then, Mr. Oscar, do you perhaps have any more hot water for tea?
He has his hands like over the book, like he's about to open this book.
It's like he looks at you.
And I think if he looked, he probably would, like, if there was a moment of silence during that, he would maybe look over and see that about to happen and say, when you have a moment, I'm sorry.
I say, no, of course. Give me one moment. And he kind of goes in the back and
I think when he's out of the room, Echo would probably realize, like, things would like click that, like, oh, there's other stuff going on, and like realizing like he's not the only one in the room and all that anymore. And he'll just again, sorry.
What?
I know I'm not the only one here, and sorry. I want to know. That's all.
I think Vale just looks at you like, I totally get it. Like you don't have, like, he doesn't say anything, but there's a look like you don't have to apologize. Even if it's just like, hey, like, you're good.
I think he'll just kind of half smile as best he can and do a little bow of his head.
What did you find?
There's it's tea.
Need to drink some
And he
tea?
just puts his hands up. It's tea. It's good tea. And this. And he unfolds the scroll showing that it's completely blank. So my thought is either the tea goes on here to show something, or I mean, it's very good tea, so maybe I'm just supposed to enjoy it, and maybe he's trying to tell me not to think about things so much, but then why hide it in a puzzle box, and why my mind is warped right now.
Sorry, did anyone have a response to that first before I say anything else? Sorry.
I don't.
Doesn't.
So, Oscar returns with just a little gooseneck kettle. It's got some hot water in there. So he walks over to you, and he has a new cup for you as well. And he's just like, well, I have your water.
Thank
Do you want me to prepare it for you, or
yes, I think I would. After a moment of like, he kind of holds the bag close to himself before he responds with that, and then realizes, like, you know what, like, he trusted this guy for a reason, so he hands him the bag of tea. Oh, I've dropped it everywhere. Oh, I've dropped it.
I'm all thumbs today.
he throws it into the fire immediately.
Oh no.
Oh, man. So he will interesting. So he takes a couple of the pearls, which is really, there's not a couple. He takes all of it. It's not much that you would need for one cup. But he takes everything and puts it in the bottom of this cup, and he says, normally I like to prepare tea in a pot, but this type of, and he gives it a little, it's like, these are jasmine phoenix pearls, and do you like, you'll see, it's more than meets the eye. Until he puts it in the cup, and he starts pouring this hot water slowly over it, and as you see him do that, slowly each of the buds starts to kind of like unfurl, and there's just like a really nice, like, floral sweet aroma that it gives off, and he says, now just give it another 2 minutes. And I don't know, whenever the time has passed, he'll give it like kind of like a little swirl, and then hands it to you. And yeah.
I hope I'm not wrong. And just says thank you,
You're
and
welcome.
brings it to his mouth and
Wait.
winces for a second. Almost spills it at that.
Here,
What?
take a seat.
And like eyes wide open, where you can tell he's like trying to hide some anger. he smiles and sits in whatever seat was offered,
Okay.
unless it was on the floor. I'm not sure.
No. He motions you to sit. Actually, where he was sitting, around the small table, and yeah.
And he brings the cup to his lips again, and then looks at Oscar one more time, and then takes the first sip.
Sure.
And imagining that it's quite delicious, probably ends up drinking the whole thing.
Sure.
At a pretty steady pace.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's a I mean it's exactly how it smells. The smell is probably a little stronger than how it actually tastes, but you know, it's delicate, sweet, it's very smooth, light-bodied. Really it's excellent. And you finish it, kind of sit there for a second, maybe with like a
waiting for something to happen and just really not feeling anything.
And everyone else in the room, you see Echo's eyes kind of like they turn to just black. And Echo, you kind of like you feel maybe a little woozy for a second, like was this a shot of something, or was this tea? And you kind of feel like you might be going to pass out, and that's what everyone else sees. You know, they see you kind of like get like a little woozy, and the eyes kind of glaze over, and you find yourself kind of out of body, just walking around in the practice halls of your temple, your monastery.
So I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like passed out,
He
or is he in like a catatonic state? Like
catatonic state, we'll say, from your perspective.
Ellie's gonna turn to Vale. I don't know what to do. Should I try to wake him?
No.
I don't think
Oh.
so. I think this is part of the plan. As scary as it is.
Did you know that this was going to happen, Oscar?
He just kind of like smiles knowingly and says, "Who could say for sure?"
Ain't I a stinker?
And he takes the parchment and puts it in front of Echo.
Knew it.
What does Echo do? Just like you know something weird is happening. You know, you're not where you were. You are in what seems like the empty halls of where you spent, I don't know, the majority of your formative years.
I think there is absolutely, initially there is a big there's a moment of panic for him where his like first reaction on like quote unquote coming to, like you were saying, he started to feel like woozy, and then almost like, you know, let's say you're working on something super late at night and you start to like fall asleep and you kind of like jolt yourself back awake. I imagine that that's what it felt like for him. It's not like he passed out, but like right at the brink and then just shot himself up. And his first reaction is, Vale, Mac, Belly.
It just kind of echoes throughout. And you see you're sitting in kind of like a crisscross applesauce kind of meditative position.
With other people around, is there anyone else? It's just he's by himself.
Right now, it's just you.
Then I think after a few seconds, he would probably realize what's happening, and stand up. Is everything clear, or does it kind of feel like a dream?
It kind of feels like a dream.
Okay. I think he would. Yeah, he would stand up a bit hesitantly and just start looking around. Like you said, he doesn't see anybody else. And I think he would then probably start heading to Master Dinoa's office, or looking to see if Master Dino is in the room, wherever it is that he is. On his way, he would also make a point to look at it like his own, like, self, like hands, feet, whatever, and just to see if he looks like him, if he looks the same, I guess.
Sure. Yeah, when you find a kind of mirror type thing, you see that it's you. You know, you do look like yourself, but like you kind of move your hand and you see that it just kind of, it's almost like the image is like fading kind of behind it. You know, like it's like I don't know, like kind of almost like a little like wispiness, you know, to it, where like anytime you make like sudden movements or whatever, it just kind of trails back, trying to catch up to you, like your form itself trying to catch up to you. But I would say, as you kind of focus on that in the mirror and turn from it, you see a form that you're very familiar with as Master Dinois stands kind of in the hallway greeting you. And he just smiles and looks at you. Hello, Echo.
He's kind of stunned, I think, and then Master Dinoa, and he bows as proper as he can.
And he bows proper back to you, says, and takes a few steps toward you, and he just says, I hope I didn't make it too difficult for you to find me.
If he's able to cry, he's probably tearing up. I don't know how that translates exactly.
I'd say you're able to still.
So this is you. Right now, this is you.
So to speak. It's difficult to explain. This is a part of me, version of me, that I left behind to wait for you. How are you?
I'm not well, Master Dinoa. I'm really not well.
And why is that?
I've known nothing but pain these last few months. And I've been looking for answers, and every time I think I find one, I only find more questions. And, well, it's better now that you're here, at least in part. Where did you go? Why did you send me? Why do I have this thing?
This thing?
You sent me to find something. You said I needed to go to Shady Creek Run, and I needed to find something important, but that's all you told me. And I did find some wonderful friends who I now consider closer than any family I've ever had. But we also found something terrible. And you're the only person I could think of who would know what to do. This thing is, I believe, a weapon of unspeakable power. A piece of something that created the Savalier Wood. It destroyed everything.
You think you found the cause of the corruption?
And he just nods.
What makes you think that this thing that you found is so powerful and so evil?
There's a lot that makes me think that. What we had to do to get it, just the way it appears to be identical to the corruption itself. It was hidden in this deep temple to some beastly being.
How long have you carried this?
It would be about 3 months now, I think.
Yeah.
That we've had it.
Yeah, about 3 months.
Must be a quarter of a year.
Echo, things are changing in the world. There is a darkness that is rising. Something long since buried.
Tharizdun.
The Chained Oblivion, yes.
Echo's body language denotes disappointment in himself. Yes, we tried to stop one of the chains being broken, but we were too late.
Well, there are many chains. It's not just one. And while the loss of one chain will give him more strength in this realm, it will not free him.
Does the Chained Oblivion, will he grant power?
There have been instances of
a chained oblivion, granting power to those who would serve him. But it never comes freely.
No. I suppose it wouldn't. Goodness, what am I... Where... I need to know... I don't know if you would know this, because you're only a part, but... Are you safe? Where are you? How can I find you? Do I need to help you?
It would be best if you followed my path. I would like to know more about this power that you found. I went back to find more information, to see if we could discover more of what's happening now.
But where did you go? You say you went back, but back where?
You know of the library in the heart of the Dwendalian Empire.
I know of it.
Well, some would see that as the heart of our order and our religion. They would be wrong.
There's another?
The following of Ayun, ever since Tharizdun wounded her, has been more of a quiet and private affair. Even the temple that we have, there are not all that in town that know of it. People in the neighboring towns don't know of it either. The Dwendalian Empire, they like a spectacle. They like something that they can control. A library in their territory, they can control the knowledge that flows through it. There is another, however.
Where is it? How can I find it?
Have you ever visited Have you ever visited the library, the one that I speak of, in the Dwendalian Empire?
I have not.
Let's take a very quick break and we'll continue this conversation because Indy's kind of going nuts right outside my door right now. I'm sorry.
All right. It's all good. All good. Dang.
Echo. Travel to the Library of the Cobalt Soul in Rexentrum. I'll give you the number of a book you'll need to check out. And you'll have further directions there. But you should see the library. As I'm sure I've told you before, there is more to our organization. The people of our order and in our monastery, They are humble followers of Ayun. They're very good people. But this knowledge is guarded. There are not many who know. Are you willing to take the next steps and...
Well, yes, of course. Of course. I feel like I've grown in my physical abilities quite a bit, but obviously without being with the rest of you, it's been more difficult to do the rest. I must say though, Master Tino, this task may be more difficult than you even realize. We are, because of the item we have, very wanted by the Empire. They seem to want it very badly.
Well, that does sound like it would complicate things. If I had... I'm not sure that I have a place where you could hide it for now. I mean, you could always put it in my office or give it to Oscar, but at that point, are you making our people or our friends a target?
I would never want to put anyone at risk, and, well, if there's anything I've learned about your office and Oscar, it seems that halflings can kind of get through a lot of things in there without too much trouble. So... As much as it loathes me to say it, we'll continue to hold on to it and keep it as safe as we can. Though there's something about carrying something of that much power, that much danger. It's odd. Everything else almost seems inconsequential.
I would have thought that you know better than that. Than to forget the small things and the little things.
It's been hard.
Life has a way of causing us to lose perspective or change perspective, but always remember, whether we have big plans or things we need doing or massive weapons that we are hiding, if someone's in need, their struggle matters and we must help them.
That's where my heart will always be, Master Dinoa. I'll do my best to remember that.
I know you will. Well, Echo. I'm not sure the best way for you to enter the library if you're wanted. But you've always been very resourceful, and I'm sure your friends are strong as well. If there's anything I have that you need, feel free to take it. If it helps you on your journey, then that's all that matters. Just know that once you take that next step, and there is no turning back.
I expect my perspective will change again.
I'm sure it will. Not in a bad way. Just some more knowledge. More knowledge that needs to be protected.
His expression goes from, I would say, like almost like he's bracing for like pain, to kind of an acceptance and then a bit of a resolve. And he'll look up at Master Dinoa and he'll bow.
He bows back and he says,
If there's ever been one who was worthy to continue on in service of Ayun, it was you, Echo. I'm very excited to share this passage with you and introduce you to some new friends, some very dear friends. Speaking of which, tell Oscar I said hello.
Of course.
He's a good man. He seems crazy, but well, there's very good reason for that.
I know he's a friend of yours, and that's all I needed to know.
Is there anything else that you... any other questions that I might be able to answer?
I need to know, is there anyone in our monastery that you would not trust?
No. What would give you that idea?
Echo looks like he just got a migraine.
I think you need to work on your wording sometimes, Master Dinoa, but thank you for the clarification.
Let's just say, there are things that not everyone knows and things that not everyone should know, but I still trust all of the members of our monastery. They were all family.
Of course. Very well. What is the number of that book that I need to know, Master?
he will, he'll just write it down for you. It's, well, actually, he takes out a little note from his pad, and it has the number written on it, you know, in the Dewey Decimal System. And he'll just say,
Well, Echo, it was very, very good to see you. Be safe on your travels. I'll see you again very soon.
I hope so. Not gonna get my hopes up.
Kind of jokingly.
okay. So he'll just go and he'll give you a hug.
Yeah, they'll reciprocate. And if it feels like a hug, you know, like if the like sensation of touch is there after the initial hug, he would definitely just like pull in a little harder.
Mm-hmm. No, it does. It definitely does. And at that moment, while you're in that hug, that kind of vision just starts to fade. Everyone at the table, you see Echo still in this kind of like catatonic state, like begin to just start kind of like moving his hands in kind of like a repetitive style, like motion over the table.
Well, so Oscar had put the paper in his lap, right?
He did put the paper in front of him on the table, and you see he's kind of moving his hand over the paper.
Does anyone have a pen?
I was gonna say Vale takes the pen that he uses to do notes and art and all that stuff, and tries to put it in as smoothly as you can. I don't know how that works. But...
Sure, yeah. You you put it in his hand. You see he writes down what seems to be like some sort of like code, maybe, but then he continues, almost like kind of drawing, and you see that it's the city of Rixentrum, but specifically the library of the Cobalt Soul, and then near it, it's like a on the inside there's a map there of like kind of like a specific kind of like style place in there, like almost like you would have to go into the library and like hold it up and try to see like exactly where it is. And he also draws a sphinx on the bottom left-hand corner of the page, and stops. He's quiet for a second, and then his eyes kind of go back to normal, and Echo, you're back in the room.
Oh, goodness. Oh. Hello, everyone. Oh, what's this?
Welcome back. You drew that.
I did?
Well,
Yes, you did.
yeah.
I just spoke to Master Dinawa.
Really?
I saw him. He was right in front of me.
Well, that's good.
He says... I'm sorry, go ahead.
Did he tell you how to get him? Or where he was? Or is he okay? I know you spoke with him recently, but it still feels like it was a long time ago.
He's okay. He is still very frustrating. And all of my thoughts of betrayers within the monastery were misled. And we have a place to go. You're probably not going to like it.
He smiles pretty big.
Master Dinawa says that there is some information that I will need to be made privy to. That the information that we keep sacred is apparently not all there is. and there is something even deeper than that. So he has asked that I, and I hope we, will have to go to the Library of the Cobalt Soul in Rixantrum.
Oh.
Well, if it wasn't dangerous, it wouldn't be fun.
You and I have very different definitions of fun, I think.
Phil just nods and giggles a little bit at that.
So when are we leaving?
I think that depends on if we think it would be safe for us to stay here. What with the Empire looking for us here. But, Mr. Oscar, Master Dinoa says hello.
Tell him I said hi back.
He looks at the empty, holds up like the empty cup of tea.
Sure. It does give me some relief that he said he can trust everyone in our monastery. So if we're able to get there, I think we would be all right. But what do you think?
I think it's nighttime now, correct?
Yeah.
I think it's nighttime. There's probably not going to be as many people moving on the streets, so it may be harder to evade any attention. But we're going to run into that whether we're leaving or whether we're trying to go there.
True, and I'll be honest, Master Dinoa said that if there was anything of his that we needed for the journey, that we could take it. So part of me would like to maybe take one more look around, see if there's anything we might be able to use.
Trying to remember the name of the sister Lene, I think, right? That was her
Yeah,
name?
Lene.
Okay. Can you think of anything, perhaps, to... I think she would probably be someone to check in with if you feel comfortable speaking with her.
I'm not sure if I should tell Sister Lene where Master Dinoa is, because I'm the only other person that he has told, as far as I know. But I can at least tell her that he's okay and that there's nothing to worry about from his end.
Yes, of course. And Echo, you never need to ask if we'll be with you on some difficult journey ever again. I hope you know that.
He just kind of he smiles and nods genuinely happily. Probably one of the more genuine smiles you've seen out of him in a while.
I mean, I don't want to put words in your mouths, and he turns and looks at Melly and Mac.
You know I'm going wherever we're going.
Same here. Oscar, do you happen to have anything that might help with disguising that might be helpful.
Let's see. I know I have something somewhere. Anything specific?
Maybe hair dye or a disguise kit? Or some sort of magic item that lasts longer than a day? A hat of disguise?
Let's see what I can find.
Oh, that would be good.
We would also maybe take a wig of disguise if that is a option.
Like one of those big powdered wigs.
Oh my gosh.
And it disguises you as a courtsman.
A court justice.
Oh my word.
Let's see. Just take
There's also other things that Melly needs to ask about. Should I just ask about those now?
Sure.
So does Oscar have... Oh, wait. I didn't open all my windows again.
How embarrassing.
It is. I'm so red in the face.
You can tell by the descriptive words I am using. Rex and Trim. Goodness.
Really wanted to make it canon that Melly had like no idea about geography, and so like saying Rexentrum like meant nothing to her, but then I was like, that's too silly.
Well, she also just did like this
I don't
whole
hate that,
business
actually.
trip,
Yeah.
though. Like she kind of just went all over.
So she's
Wildemount
gotta
selling
know.
wine. Yeah, at least some kind of passing knowledge.
It doesn't make sense for her, but I love that as a trait. Especially for Melly's personality, where she'd be like, yeah, Roxanne, yeah, for sure. Like, she wants to feel like she's involved, but like really has no idea.
Where is that again? I'm just making sure. I mean, I know. I'm just, in
Yeah,
case anyone else
we
doesn't.
gotta go like all the way that far away.
Right, yeah, okay.
What were the other things that you needed? Izzy Melly?
Izzy Melly needs a scrying concentration worth a specific amount of money that I will be at in one moment.
Okay.
Well, I have it. It's 1,000 gold pieces, such as a crystal ball, a silver mirror, or a font filled with holy water.
I want the font.
That sounds like so much work to carry around.
It does. Like, hold on, I just gotta set this up. Here we go.
It has to be full all the time. Oh gosh.
Don't spill it in the bag of holding.
Well, technically, if you think of it, you could just like scoop it out, right?
See what what it comes up with.
Okay. He'll say, no, I don't have anything like that. But I do have this very nice cloak. And he gives you a cloak of many fashions.
That sounds fancy.
And it's like, and I have these. And I messaged them to you on Discord. It's
We're getting 4 of those.
Give us Groucho glasses.
He gives you
Yep.
4
Oh,
Groucho
no.
Marx glasses with the eyes and the nose and the eyebrows and mustache.
I-
Clark Kent got away with much more with
much
much less.
Yeah.
I dig it.
um, and
What else
yeah,
did I
that's all he has. Currently.
You remember what spell it was, Izzy?
need? It was
Upper
Greater
Greater
Restoration.
Diamond dust.
Is that it?
It says that's one says diamond dust worth at least 100 gold.
Ugh, why does it have to be in dust form?
Yeah, it would be so much easier to carry around if you had full giant apple-sized diamonds.
Hey, listen, man, it's about what they're worth, not their size. So if it's really good on clarity.
Oh boy, here we are. We're doing this again.
In that case, you have diamonds and a hammer.
I think we would need a diamond hammer, right?
Yes, you would.
It's 'cause
Hydraulic press,
The
maybe.
only way to cast the spell is to snort the diamond dust.
Oh my god.
That's why it has
my
to be
goodness.
dust.
All
Wow.
jacked up on diamond dust.
Man, that's an expensive habit to keep.
That
Yeah.
is- Yep.
Okay. So
Yeah, as you start asking for the focuses and all that kind of stuff, he's like, I'm not really the magic resource store. I focus mainly on just kind of trinkets.
okay. Is anyone interested in the cloak? I don't really think it's Vale, Echo, Mac? Is it something any of you would wear?
Vale, just because he's curious if magic will work right now as well, cast Disguise Self to just look like Melly.
So for like 1 second, you look like Melly, and then it's just kind of like, and it just you're back to Vale again.
Oscar, so magic doesn't work in here. Or
Does it?
I really wish I could ask you more questions and we had more time.
What sort of questions?
Like
What
why
sort of
magic
time?
does not work in here.
Ah, yes, if only we had the time.
I have a question. The chairs, are they like big, like sitting, like sofa chairs? Or are they like wood chairs?
We'll say like 4 of them are wood chairs, but the set only had 4, so like the one that I would assume Melly would probably go to sit in, it is like a big sofa chair.
Okay, so when Vale says that magic doesn't work in here, Melly is gonna, as casually as she can, kind of get up and like stand behind the sofa chair. I'm assuming she's gonna have to roll a sleight of hand. She wants to try and look at the vial to see if it looks any different, but doesn't want to like take it out and be like, "Oh, look, everybody." She's just curious.
Oh, the thing?
Yeah,
Like
the thing.
the big
The
big
thing. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh boy. Okay.
You're not the only one who can get in trouble with their curiosity.
This is a different level even for Vale. I feel like.
So what's your plan? Sleight of hand check to take the thing out?
Not out, but like, I don't know, like, you know when like someone's like checking their phone, but it's still in their bag?
Is that how the bag of holding works? I guess.
It's not how it works.
I know, that's exactly what my thought was. It's not how it works. Sure. And you wanted to do a sleight of hand check for that?
Unless you think something else is more appropriate.
Yeah, why don't you do a sleight of hand check for that?
Okay.
So you just
are funny to me.
in front of everyone.
That's what I mean.
Stand up and hide behind the chair.
Whose footprints are these?
I mean, subtle is her middle name. So.
Yeah, but like she'll like look like at the trinkets, and then like at something over here, and then like walk over to the like behind the couch and like try and look at it. So.
Sure. Yeah. Fly casually.
She rolled a 7 plus 2, so that's a 9.
Okay. So like.
Yep. It all checks
Yeah,
out.
I mean it's exactly how Evan just wrote in chat. You're like, oh, interesting. Oh, okay, all right. And then you kind of like disappear behind the chair, and you just hear like, just like you fiddling with like, yeah, just rustling of like the bags and stuff, and everyone knows you're getting something out.
Okay, so I imagine that Vale would not have been sitting if there were only 4 chairs.
Four of the regular chairs and one of the one that Melly is hiding behind.
Well, he might have been standing there next to Echo because he gave him the pen. She ducks behind it. I think he just walks over. He's like, doesn't say anything. It's like, what the heck are you doing? he doesn't say anything. He's just watching whatever it is she's doing.
You see her with the bag of holding in her hand.
He's just watching.
Melly's convinced that no one knows what she's doing, so she's completely absorbed in looking at the thing.
Okay, all right. So the thing is out.
Well, it's not out, but it's like in, like
But
I
it's
said.
not in.
Oh my.
That's what she
No.
Oh my. Gonna have to cut that one. Hold on.
Well, so yeah, when you are summoning the item from the bag, and it's still like in the bag, but like it's just right there. Purple light shines out of it. It's on your face, like that.
Like someone texting in a movie theater.
Yeah, that's exactly what it's like. And Oscar will be like, whatever, blah, 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 and then like just kind of like, what was that?
So once the light like shines, like Melly will immediately close it, put it back in, and then look up and there's Vale.
I mean, just kind of smirking.
Oscar like slowly and cautiously moseys on over to like where you're at, and he's like,
What did you bring in here?
Were you pulling your glow sticks out again?
I have a knack for really liking glow stick. It's just my bag, with all of my stuff. And everyone's stuff. It's got all of our stuff in it.
I'm familiar with a bag of holding.
That's what
What?
this is.
Was in the bag?
It has lots of stuff. So Melly's gonna put her hand in, and she's gonna pull out her mess kit. She's gonna pull out her pot. She's gonna pull out 2 of the smooth stones that were in there. She's gonna pull out any rations that they had, and she'll just keep taking everything out except for the weapon in the box.
Sure. While you're doing that, Oscar will look at Vale, because Vale's standing right closest, and just say,
Whatever that was had a very strong magical presence and power. You need to be very careful with that.
How do you know it had that kind of power?
I felt it. You didn't?
I don't suspect I feel it like you do, and that's what I'm curious about.
Just be careful, is all I'm saying.
Do you have any recommendations?
Don't pull it out in the middle of a room and expect people to not notice. Maybe?
A very sensible course of action, and Vel kind of just turns a little bit to catch Melly's eye.
Melly's smiling very uncomfortably. And also now putting everything that she's already taken out of the bag back in.
Would you like to take a look at that spell book that we tried to show you a few times already? And he puts his arm around his shoulder, almost like to lead him back to the table.
He'll just say, Sure. I couldn't give you any specific instructions without knowing what it is you're looking at, or what it is you had. I just know that it was strong, it was powerful.
Josh, you said he's human, right, Oscar?
yes. Yeah, he does appear to be human.
You said appears to be.
I did say appears to be. He is human.
He's human in appearance.
Yeah.
That is correct.
Fair enough. I know Evan had to step out. I really am I feel like this could be an echo moment, but
Should we just wait a couple minutes? I know this has been the episode of stops.
trying to think of how. Oh, he's still listening. Go ahead.
Ooh.
Impressive. Most impressive.
Okay. So he will sit back down and go to start looking at the book. You see that he takes these gloves out of his pocket and just begins cracking all of his knuckles and moving his fingers around and everything, and he's he's got some spear fingers and all that. And he says, "Now then, let's see." And he'll go to the book. Mac had given him a warning, I believe, last time. Or someone gave him a warning last time.
I think it was Mac. Yeah.
No, you did pick the lock and unlock it, right?
Yes.
I'm 90% sure. Yeah, you did.
I
Okay. Okay. So, kind of pops it open gently, and
We lost that one. Okay. He pops it open and begins just kind of flipping through it, kind of quickly. And he's just kind of talking through, and he's like, Well, it appears this was the spellbook of some sort of necromancer. He's flipping, going through, and he gets about like midway through it and stops and slows down and focuses like really intensely on the page. Oh my. He looks up and says, he details in here the instructions for the rituals he used to torment the ashes and to have that conversation and gain his information, and from there it has the instruction for the ritual to break the chain.
Oh. Oh my. I don't know if Melly's like still packing up or not.
Oh my, indeed. It's good that you found this and that you brought this back. It would have been... This is not information that should be readily available anywhere.
Completely agree. Vale, if anyone's watching Vale, I feel like he would have been kind of reading over Oscar's shoulder. And if anyone's watching him, his eyes met Melly's if she was looking over, but then he just like took like a half a step back, like just to take some distance from the book. It might be subtle. I don't know if anyone is dialed in or not, but
I mean,
you are,
Mac
you
is like
that.
is right there. Like, even though he's not like actively trying to read it, just because even though he can understand the language, he doesn't understand what's like be written, like what it actually means, kind of a thing.
I think at that point Melly would have been done packing up and, you know, listening to what Oscar had to say. So after he says that, so can we destroy it?
Should we? If we understand how it works, we'd be more likely to... And he takes another step away from the book while he's saying this. But he said we'd be more able to stop it, wouldn't we? And he almost like gestures for like someone else to handle it.
Oscar looks back at you and says, yes. Needs to be closely guarded, but it would be good to understand more about this knowledge and perhaps if I studied it, I would find a way to reverse it.
You think you could do that?
I don't know. There's only one way to find out, I suppose.
Oscar, would you mind if we spent the night here?
Well, I don't have a lot of room, but whatever I have, you're welcome to it. There's some chairs, a sofa. I have blankets.
Do the blankets do anything?
What sort of things would you want them to do besides
thank the
keep you
gods.
warm?
No, nothing. Thank you.
I love that. I have no idea what that was about even. I just love it.
Well, because all of the stuff that he's had has been, like, oh, it's a flute, but it does this. It's
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
everything's a trinket. So
Gotcha.
in Echo's mind, it's like, oh, a blanket that honks like a goose once every 45 minutes. And it's like, well, I don't need that.
Get some good sleep with that.
Its only purpose is to build exhaustion on your enemies.
Yikes.
Yes, you could stay here.
Oscar, if you keep the book, will you be safe?
Probably not any less safe than I would be had I not taken the book.
Okay.
You're not in any danger,
am-
are you?
When Oscar says that, you see Mac kind of like nod with some appreciation to that answer.
Like, respect. I love that.
He'll just say, "Well, I am harboring 4 fugitives."
Val just nods.
You mean 3, because 2 of us are halflings. And you see Mac is just like dying laughing at that joke. For whatever reason, it just kills him.
I love that he made himself laugh. Oh my gosh.
I'm assuming that Izzy laugh was also a Melly laugh.
Yes, it was.
Echo's thoroughly unamused, but does end up cracking a smirk.
Oscar had to think about it for a second, but then he's like, and he laughs.
Well, just as Jake, I'm not sure what else we're gonna do here other than rest. Do you guys have anything else you're thinking of?
No, Mac just wants to rest.
Yeah.
Was there anything else we needed to purchase from him? I don't think so. Are we getting the cloak? I'm assuming it's a no, right?
I think it might be a good thing to have.
I think it would be great for Melly. I mean, Mac and Vale can both, or Echo, Mac and Vale both have disguise options. And
It's not a huge amount of disguise because it just changes the look of the cloak. But I mean, that could be enough if they're saying like, oh, there's a guy in a red cloak and now it's blue.
yeah.
Like I think it could
Vale
be a
has
good thing to
disguise
have.
self, so I think he's easily the least best fit.
I think Echo's gonna. If nobody else is interested in it, then I think Echo's gonna grab it.
Mac is too attached to his worn cloak. Like, he doesn't want anything else.
It's his lucky cloak.
Exactly.
He
Yeah,
doesn't wash
Melly.
it either.
Echo doesn't have a cloak, but he might see if there's some way that he can work it into his ensemble.
If he sees that you're taking it, I'll say,
I might have something better suited for you. Hold on. One moment.
and he like steps away. He comes out with
Oscar's
this
holding out on us.
folded up vest, and it's a vest of many fashions.
Yes.
Ooh,
Oh.
right. Does it? Is it similar to his custom piece?
Wait,
that,
he has
like-
vestments, right?
Okay.
As a monk?
All right.
No?
Okay.
That would be Dumbledorian.
Stop it.
Hey, you
My
got
word. My word, and you've thrown it on the floor and have stamped it into the dirt.
Nothing if not resourceful.
Yeah, no, I think he'll gladly take that. Be fast.
Thank you, Oscar.
Of course.
How much for this money-wise?
They don't understand.
I don't think I do either.
Surely you understand the concept of a gift, Echo.
Oh, of course. Oh, thank you, Oscar. That's very kind of you.
You're welcome.
Alright.
Echo's gonna put on his sleeping vestments.
Melly's gonna sleep on the chair that she was hiding behind.
Max sleeping behind the front door, like where if it opened, he would be behind it on the
Yeah,
floor,
like open into him, or that he would just be hidden by it.
hidden behind it.
Okay.
Yeah, Vale just finds a spot that would work for his trance. I don't know if he needs anything fancy.
But his sleep cap would be on.
There you go. But if there's time, he's gonna continue to study the Archmage's notes before he does actually.
All right,
What
roll
do
a
you think?
d20 for me.
Yes, here we are. Come on. 5. I feel like I
Five?
roll so bad every time you ask me to do that.
You do.
7, 5, 8. It's like, nah.
They're adding up, though.
Yeah. I feel like Vale doesn't have an easy time doing his trance. Not for any particular reason, just feels extra wanting to keep watch, I guess. I don't know. Not to the point of getting a point of exhaustion unless you deem that, Josh, but oh no.
Depends. What's your face AC?
My face AC. Oh my word.
No, I think that's fine. That's just flavor. It's not doesn't have to
Yeah.
be mechanical.
Yeah.
Anyone do anything before they go to bed aside from just getting ready for bed?
I think Vale would cast a couple of or an invisibility into the ring. Are we doing that again? I think to walk away.
Yes.
That. Because he did
Probably
an
be smart.
invisibility. He put one in the ring for Echo, and then he did disguise self, and Mac did his thing with the dagger. Yeah, that's what we did last time. So put an invisibility in the ring before.
What level?
Wait,
is
how
that?
did Melly?
She was in Vale cast invisibility on her.
Oh, okay. So Vale
But
can
he-
do it twice.
With the ring, he kind of can. So Echo cast it through the ring. That's how we did our thing. We're gonna have to leave the shop to do that, so that should be fun.
Oh no.
All good.
Is that what you're gonna do?
Oh well, actually, he would try it once to see if it went into the ring,
It
because he gets his spell slots back on a short rest. So
seems like it did.
yeah. If it seemed like it did, I don't see why Vale would care to not. For that, I mean, the disguise self did work initially. It just fizzled quick.
Okay. Anything else?
No, Not on
Okay.
not on my side.
Yes, I mean, night goes by, no problem. You know, y'all wake up. It's the morning. Oscar's kind of doing his thing in the shop. He's got tea ready if you want it.
Mario drinks some tea.
Yeah, will too.
So, are you going to Accentrum today?
Possibly.
Maybe that's none of my business, okay?
Like he sees like
we're probably gonna have to take the long way, so I don't think we'll get there today. We're not exactly on the Mage Circle access list.
Well, I suppose that is true. Well, it's not a short journey, certainly, but sounds like you all have been through. Well, it seems I think you'll all be fine.
I'll take you something out. Oscar, do you have a way of contacting us should you learn anything from the book?
Do you have an address I could write to?
We move around a lot.
Well, what sort of way did you have in mind?
That's what I'm trying to work out.
Wasn't sure if you had some sort of trinket that could establish communication with us.
Well, I have this one sending stone.
Did you think you could find its pair?
No, it's been lost for it's been lost for many years. My memory is not what it used to be when I was young. Lots of points, gaps in time. Forgotten altogether. It's better that way.
So what did you do before you opened this shop? As your profession? Were you a part of the Order? Servant of Ayun?
I've always been a friend of the Order. I wouldn't say I was ever a full member. Not that I remember, anyway. I've always been a friendly with the Order, though. I did a bit of adventuring here and there. Studies. Exploration. Bit of this, bit of that.
It's maybe a bit of a long shot. Do you remember... happen to remember an elven man who may have looked a bit like me, named Garrett?
Elven man looked a bit like you, named Garrett.
This would be a long time ago. But I know...
How long ago?
I don't remember off the top of my head, Josh. Was it like over 100 years ago?
Yeah, it was right around the yeah.
Before Vale was
Yes.
even born, actually, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Probably before your time.
Did you tell him how long, or you just said probably before your time?
It said probably before your time.
Okay. Well,
Before I was born, which smirks.
what?
Vale just
Oh,
smirks.
you smirk?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
He will. Hold on one moment.
Don't know what made me think of that here, but who knows? Maybe we learned something. Josh is looking something up. So this referencing his old notes. Perhaps.
Curious
be-
about the other sending stone.
Yeah.
Is it definitely somewhere in the shop? When was the last time you tried to use it? Because I wonder if maybe someone else is
I
just
want to
walking
just use
around.
it.
Yeah.
Hello? Who dis? New stone, who dis? Even if it's in the shop, maybe it'll do a little.
Hopefully they left the ringer on.
Like the wine glass. Ding, ding. Very common.
It's a giant pile of dinosaur poop. You hear the. Anybody? Jurassic Park 3? No. He unfortunately does not remember a Garrett.
Yeah, I think Vale would actually use the sending stone if he has it in his hand.
What would you say?
Hello, who is there?
That's it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh boy. What did we do?
There's like a long pause and you just get like a hello, it's me. Is everything all right? Don't you remember?
I can't respond, so
I haven't heard from you in years.
okay. Do I recognize the voice?
I don't think so.
Okay. Vale then, because this seems to be the purpose of minor illusion, is Oscar, and then he uses minor illusion to try and replicate the exact sound that he heard in his head. You recognize this voice?
Hmm.
I'll just do it again.
Nope. Feel like I should, though.
It does seem like it, yes. I don't know
Who would
if
I give a sending stone to?
A family member? A friend?
An
Well, it must
adventuring
not have
pal?
been. Perhaps.
Do you remember who you adventured with?
No. But I do have this picture that I sometimes look at and I just think of it fondly. And he shows you the picture, and from there you see some sort of human-looking figure with like a staff and looks like some sort of like magic user, we'll say. There's a dwarf-looking figure in armor that's probably some sort of cleric. An elf wearing like long robes. Probably some sort of monk. And then there is another elf wearing kind of like a light armor and like with a bow in hand. And they're all smiling and happy. And you could tell like he just kind of looks at it and just smiles. And puts it down.
Probably I'll write that list down another time. Do any of the people look significant? Like would recognizable in some way?
They're all. It almost seems like intentionally nondescript.
Okay.
Like no facial details or anything like that.
Vale is like just looking at Oscar, like doesn't know whether to like push or not push. Like I don't know. He's
Oscar, if it would be okay with you, I would like to try to maybe restore some of your memories.
I respectfully decline. But I appreciate it very much.
Okay.
I don't like magic used on my mind.
But if magic had been used on your mind so you couldn't remember things, wouldn't you want those effects reversed?
If magic was used on my mind to make me forget things, wouldn't there be a reason for that?
It could
No,
be
I'm fine.
a malicious reason.
Perhaps.
Right. Well, we do have some more things that we need to do before we leave from here. Unless we think it's not safe.
I think
It
we
should be
go to the
safer now
temple.
it should be safer now to move through the town with more people being around. And with this, as he is buttoning up the last button on his vest, it changes from the let's call it warm tannish color that it is to the sort of purplish blue, almost like lavender color that you're familiar with on Echo's clothing. It just pops to a different color and then increases in quality with like nice trimmings and stuff around the edges.
Has anyone seen Echo?
Melly, I'm right. It's still me. I'm right here. And he's like very excited while he says that. You probably didn't recognize me because of the red vest I'm wearing.
My goodness.
But then he turns it to like a neutral color, something like kind of brownish, something
Or
like
blendy.
as though somebody like who couldn't afford dyes, for their clothing. So it's just kind of plain fabric color and of average quality.
All right, so we heading out.
Mac does turn into cultist number 2.
Your Mac would lead the way probably because we know his stuff works in here.
And then I would walk out.
Is there a back alley, like a back door that we could take instead that doesn't lead out to the main street that might be less conspicuous?
Fire exit, if you will.
Huh?
Fire exit, if you will.
Sure. And then he, takes you through the back, and like you really have to watch your step because there's stuff like all over the place. And then he just pops the back door open for you.
Thank you, Oscar.
You're welcome. Good luck.
If you ever change your mind. And Melly will walk out the door. Not very far though, because we have to do the whole invisibility or disguise self.
Yeah, Vale hands the sending stone back. Sorry, go ahead.
I'd rather not change my mind.
Yep. Yeah, that sounds about right too.
Oh!
You said Vale hands the sending stone back to him?
Yeah. Clearly, its partner isn't there, so you'll probably get some use out of this tomorrow, I might suspect. And if not, maybe write a note to use it for yourself to remember.
Thank you. Best of luck to you all. Be safe. I'll do my best to see what I could find out with this book.
Perhaps we'll make our way back here after we head out, if we're successful.
I should hope to see you soon.
He just puts his hand on his shoulder. You stay safe too.
Stay safe.
And then once
All
we're
right
in
then. And he just, bye-bye. And he kind of like closes the door and goes back inside.
Woo! Bill just shakes his head.
And you're in kind of like a back alley, but it's bright, it's morning, there's people out and about, busy places to be, things to do.
Mm-hmm.
There are you do see that there's guards walking around as well.
Oh, Echo just had a thought, or we can say that he already did this, potentially. But if possible, he had the thought of trying to grab that Sphinx coin back if he can. The one that was in the
Sure.
box. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll say he already did that.
Yeah.
It was basically once he saw the Sphinx, picture on the corner of that map, he just pocketed that.
And then we'll do the invisibility and do the ring on Echo, I guess. Does it work?
Yeah, it would probably make the most sense.
Yeah, you use the invisibility. He turns invisible for like 2 seconds, and then it starts flickering, like he's there, he's not there, he's not there, and then just and he's not invisible anymore.
Of course, it makes a big loud deflation sound.
I'll just give me the ring. He puts another invisibility in there. Then he casts invisibility on Melly, and then he casts disguise self on himself to just look nondescript. Like
Sure.
another elf.
So before Echo casts invisibility, Melly will say to him, Echo, would you mind holding my hand?
Of course.
And he reaches out and takes her hand. He holds his hand out to take her hand, I should say.
So she takes his hand. She doesn't like the idea of not being able to see her. It makes her feel weird and uncomfortable.
Does she also put on the glasses?
I don't think we actually paid for them, so if she accidentally stole them from Oscar, then yes.
I would just say that he made it clear that he wasn't accepting money for it. So if it was something you wanted to take, you could have taken it. But there's.
So I'm gonna add those to the inventory right now.
Would you believe it? Groucho glasses aren't on D&D Beyond.
Oh
Man, what's wrong
no!
with these people?
Unbelievable.
That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard.
Yeah. Wah, wah, wah.
It was a perfect setup. Thank you.
Yeah, I guess then we're just heading back to the temple, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, you're able to get to the temple, no problem. I mean, once you get there, as you know, cultist and nondescript elf number 3, what do you do at the door of the temple? Or I guess Echo, would it be the type of thing that they could just kind of walk in and do their thing, or do they have to see someone first? Or
No, I think the way I understand it is like they keep to themselves, but they're not like the whole point. They're not going to stop other people from, like visiting them and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, they'd be able to walk in. It's just if they were causing trouble, like if they were obviously very suspicious, then someone might come up and hey, what's going on?
yeah, okay.
Anything I can help you with? So it depends on how suspicious everybody looks, but I think Echo would drop the invisibility, somewhere near the door where maybe he could like get behind a pillar, so nobody would just see him like flash into existence.
Yeah, sure, that's no problem.
It's no problem.
Ain't no problem.
Yeah, I don't know about everybody else, but that's what Echo's doing. He's gonna turn his vest his classic colors.
Are you just what's your goal at the temple? Are you just trying to like go to Dinawa's room and search for supplies, or?
Echo would like to go to Dino's room and search for supplies. He would also like to talk to Lene just to let her know that, like, look, I know I can't really talk about it, but everything's okay, I promise.
Okay. Do you want to RP that, or you just want to say that you did it?
If there's anything of particular interest that you think Lene may have to say about that, or a certain direction you think that may go, otherwise, I think he's going to, he'll just do that. And his like countenance about the whole thing will be totally different. Like just happy to see people that he knows and like really just feel better about being, this entire time he wasn't able to relax because he thought that like everyone was out to get him.
Yeah.
Now it's just like the complete opposite. And, you can even tell the rest of the party can see that he's just like a little bit more happy to see everybody than the places that he knows. So you don't have to RP it though.
Okay. That's a nice change. But yeah, you could tell she's like relieved, and she's just you and whatever, You tell her she can't ask questions, she won't ask questions. So,
I think the way that he would put it is not so much like you can't ask questions, but just like, Master Dinoa. Like, it's like, I would love to be able to tell you more, but it's just not how this is.
yeah.
That man.
It's silly man. But yeah, I think then he would make his way to Dinoa's office / quarters, and I think he would just look to see if there are any supplies, but I think more particularly he would look to see if there was anything that he might be able to hold on to as like a keepsake, like something from home to keep with him, whether it's like a little piece of jewelry or like anything. Could be like a pair of gloves or something. I don't know. Just anything that might remind him of home.
Okay. Sure. Is there anything that anyone else hopes to find here?
I think Val should probably try and find Ricky.
Aleric.
Riku? But other than that, I don't think he would even know what to look for. But it would just help Echo if he asked for it or gave him direction.
Sure.
We could try to look for the book. Right?
The one that's in Rexentrum?
Oh, never mind. Sorry. I thought I was here for some reason.
I kind of get the
It
sense
is in
that
the
he
Grand Library in Rexentrum.
Yeah, like he hid a special message in a book there.
Okay. I didn't know if there was a book here to help us find that.
I meant to ask this before. Echo looks on his person after like waking up with the tea and everything. Does he find a note on his person?
Yes.
Okay.
Love
So I
that.
wasn't sure if it was that or if it was like written on the map or just sort of it's in his brain, like he literally can't forget it, like that kind of thing. I was just curious.
Oh wait, a note on the note on your person. I'm sorry, was the one that you wrote down, that you like with the map that you wrote. Like you also have the kind of Dewey Decimal Code written in there. I would also say that
Okay.
Yeah, I would also say that it's something that you would probably never forget because of just how that happened. But but that is the note. It's not like there's not like anything. You're not like, oh, what's this in my pocket? Like.
Yeah. Okay.
But,
all right.
So, man, I have something, but I don't remember what it's called. But I bet I could find it in 2 seconds.
Was it an item? Like,
I
is it something that
I
would
hope I
help you
can.
with?
Yeah, no, it's an item.
Okay. Gosh, I really wish I would have picked a different message for that sending stone, but could have been fun.
So, as you're looking through his office, like trying to find something, you come across a it's like a kind of like it's like a mosaic tile kind of thing, but it looks like it was actually from somewhere in the building, like whether it broke off and or it was just a piece of the tile that they used to actually put some of these rooms together or whatever that was saved. It's an actual piece of the building. You also find a pouch with some gold. I don't know if you would count it or take it or whatever.
He would. I mean, I think once he got back with the group, he would probably count it. But I mean,
Okay.
I don't know if everybody's like with. If everyone's in there, then he would probably just count it real quick.
Okay. Yeah, so it's not anything crazy. It's 50 gold, 10 silver.
Okay.
And 20 copper. And the last thing that you find is a dulcimer.
Oh, yay. Oh, that's wonderful.
That's what I was looking for. I was like, I know what I want it to be in this room. I don't remember what it's called. I don't have it written down.
So this is presumably Dinoa's then.
Yes.
This dulcimer.
Mhm.
Wow. It's got the hammers and everything, presumably.
Yep.
So dulcimers are weird because they could be all sorts of different sizes. How portable would you describe this dulcimer as? Is this the type that would basically, because there's some huge ones, basically it's like you would sit crisscross applesauce, as you like to say, and kind of like lay it across your lap and play it that way, or something more, I don't know.
I would say it's probably that one. Which, like, the image I had in mind, I'll send you a little picture of. Yep, that's it.
Yeah.
Unless you had something else in mind that.
No, this is perfect. Well, I'll say for Echo, the idea I had in mind for him was a hammered one. But it's totally fine if this is what it is.
If you want it to be a hammered one, it can be a hammered one.
Okay.
That's
it almost looks like a harp. Like that's what a hammered dulcimer looks like. So it's just kind of like a, well, it's hard to describe it, but it looks like a harp. You play it with hammers. It's basically a piano it doesn't have keys. You are the hammers. Yeah, that's perfect. That second picture that you sent over.
Okay.
All right. Awesome.
Yeah, it might be something easy, like that's easier to keep in the bag of holding, but you could do whatever you want with it.
No, I think that's what he would approach Melly with the gold to deposit into the bank of Melly, and also ask if there's room in the bag for the dulcimer.
I'll just hold the bag open in like a way that will allow it to fit inside if it will fit.
A dulcimerian way.
Yes.
Yeah, Echo puts it in there to save for a later date.
You play that, Echo.
It's obviously been some time, but yes. Brings me a lot of joy and calms my mind. Mine broke a long time ago. So I hadn't had it here for a while, and obviously didn't have it when we were out traveling. So it's nice to have one again.
Very much like to hear you play one day.
You will. You might want me to stop at some point, so I'll take that now.
All right. Were you finding Ricky on your own, or were you waiting for the gang?
If it looked like Echo was taking a long time in the office, I think he might just be like, I'm gonna go find Ricky. Unless anyone seemed to want to come with him, like he wouldn't care, but that's just what he would do.
Does anyone want to come with them?
Any of you interested in coming along?
Mac actually would tag along.
I was gonna say, actually, Melly sounds like she's in the office there with that whole scene, and yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. All right, so Mac and Vale head over to the library and find Mr. Ricky. Are you in disguise still?
No, once we were inside the temple, I think he would have just, as long as like he'd just do a quick look like no Empire. Okay, we're good.
Mac's still in his disguise.
All right, that's what I thought.
It all checks out. Of course, I have to recharge mine every hour, so that also makes sense. But he just approaches. He's not like hiding his approach either. Like just. Hello, Ricky.
Hello.
I'm going to be leaving town soon, and I wanted to just check in with you before I did. If you learned anything.
Okay. While I look through my notes, what specifically were you looking for?
I think he had I forget exactly what he was looking for, but it was just doing research about who his patron could be, I think.
Yes. Yeah, that's exactly what it was. That actually makes sense.
Because I know I showed him a illusion of the idol, and I think he said there was something that could be, and I think he referenced an elder evil, and then it said the bone structure was similar to like core spawn.
Yep.
Potentially, that kind of thing. Oh, it's cool that Mac is here for that. Because they're from his neck of the woods.
I've yet to find anything that matches the exact depiction of what you showed me. As far as your patron, it's very hard to say. Have you learned anything since we last spoke? Really, it's only been a few days.
It's true. Vale is trying to decide if Echo would be okay with him talking about that. I think Vale is thinking in for a penny, in for a pound at this point, so he says, well, some of the information seems to be contradictory. Maybe. But it seems as if my patron was interested in preventing the chained oblivion from having a chain broken. But something about that felt off as well. It's hard for me to fully explain. Sort of like an intuition.
You wanted to stop the chained oblivion from being unchained. How?
Yes.
Where is the gray area there? That seems rather black and white.
Well, he kind of half smiles. Says, well, he told me of a location to go to try and stop one of the chains from being broken, and he very briefly describes the mountainous spire thing, and how on the way there,
taking notes as you're like,
yeah, I figured he might.
yeah.
If he has a direct question, I don't think you would care to not answer it, but like,
Yeah.
And then he mentions like when that like thunderclap happened, he felt some power drained from him, like before we had gotten there. And then when we got there, he felt like he said that we had done well, that we left no witnesses. He goes, and that phrase just seems off to me in some way, and it's very inconclusive. It's not concrete, so I know that's not much to go on.
Well, I have two theories based off of what. Originally, we had thought perhaps it could be Tharizdun, or it could be the Whispered One. Correct?
Those were the two I thought, and I'm not sure the Whispered One fits, but I don't know if there's evidence to take him off the table either.
Well, if it were Tharizdun, perhaps the breaking of the chain, the act of that happening, hurt him in some sort of way while it was happening. And you didn't regain your power until it was complete, until he was free of that.
Yes, that's accurate.
But why would he want why would he want you to kill those during his bidding? The Whispered One could have known that you would not be there in time, and would have wanted it forgotten, like a secret.
Vale's eyes, I think, are probably darting back and forth as he's just kind of processing what he's hearing. Makes sense. It's all very inconclusive, but that theory does fit the facts.
But do you mean to tell me that one of the chains have been broken? You're muted, I think, maybe. Yeah, you're muted.
Sorry. Vale kind of grimaces and just gives a nod, and he says, I don't know how responsible it would be to make that public knowledge, Ricky.
Of course.
But I think it was significant.
Well, whether he's your patron or whether he is a rival of your patron or anything in between, be very careful.
They could be using each other.
Precisely. Just because you're siphoning power from him, and he thinks that he is owed something in return, does not mean that you couldn't use that power against him. Does not mean that you couldn't be a sort of spy in his court if it is him.
Pull a page from the Evan and Echo playbook. I think Vale kind of like looks down at the weight of what that could mean, and then gives a solemn nod.
Let's see.
He just makes eye contact with Mac, not for any reason other than just like, damn it.
See, Mac's face is very solemn.
Yeah. Okay. Weird to look at a stranger for emotional support in a heavy moment like that, but he did. Or the tale
note.
of Snowflake.
Farrah's Dune is very dangerous. One way or another, your fates are tied together. Whether you are he is your patron, or whether whatever has happened that led you to cross paths. Farrah's Dune is unpredictable. They are hated by both the betrayer gods and the prime deities. Neither of them trusted him.
His release would certainly grab a lot of attention, wouldn't it?
To say the least. He's as powerful as a god. But he was imprisoned before the Divine Gate.
Before. So he's imprisoned, but he's here?
He's imprisoned wherever he is imprisoned.
And if it's on this side of the Divine Gate, he just kind of trails off. Oh. Well, Ricky, I appreciate your research and being a sounding board, even. I don't know when we will be back. I imagine it after we go where we're going. I think we may come back here. I'm not sure. Just again, he kind of looks over at Mac like, maybe, right? Like, yeah. Hopefully,
Definitely
maybe
possible.
Yeah.
But I will continue to do my research. Just be very careful.
Not always good at that, Ricky, but I will try my best.
There's a way to explore and still make wise choices. I trust that you know the difference.
You'd think. But I am working on it. Either way, we are where we are, and we will do what we must.
Good luck to you.
You too, Ricky. Thanks again. Phil just kind of gives like a look to Matt like, And I guess he starts to walk away. I don't know what to think fully of that. There's not enough evidence to really have a solid theory.
No, but it definitely gives us a more of an area to go off of.
Yeah, sorry. Yes. The thought of them using each other is even worse than I had thought.
Well, who knows the motives?
Josh, would any of the Vox Machina exploits with Vecna be public knowledge?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't even know if I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't know if I would even say that they really exist in this world. I know they...
Fair enough. I just remember that was a little hazy, so I wanted to double check with you. I mean, if someone's in chains, wanting those chains broken, that's pretty obvious. And if Vecna, the Whispered One, is up to something, and he would need a distraction, that the releasing of the Chained Oblivion would certainly gain a lot of attention and draw it away from him. Wouldn't you think? It's all
Yes.
theory, really, but
I mean, it's a solid theory, and I feel like whatever reasoning's behind it, it's going to be for their individual gain, and not necessarily to help each other out.
that would be the potential weakness to exploit if we figure it out. Unless you have something you want to say before we meet back up with them. Okay.
I'm
Maybe
good
we
with
walk
that.
back into the office.
Yeah. So I think we'll end on that note and continue our adventures down to Rixentrum and whatever happens in between next session. Thank you all for hanging out tonight. I'm glad we were able to do this. We'll stay tuned to Twitter, and we'll find out if we'll be available next week. I know there's it's just kind of that season right now. A lot of stuff going on for everyone, with moves and work trips and everything in between. So yeah, just keep an eye on Twitter. We'll post and keep you updated like we always do. But what you can always expect is that JnJtabletop will post a video pretty much every week. I think we've been pretty good with that. So keep an eye on youtube.com/JnJtabletop. Also, exactly what Jake just posted. Check out the Discord and the Twitter and all that kind of stuff. Make sure you follow at itsevbo. Mr. Yoda _I_am, sorry. And JnJake _. And that's pretty much it. I mean, anything else you wanted to mention, Jake? Can I cut you off there for a second?
No, you're good. I just thought it was funny because that was an old Discord command. It's like, yeah, it's something we plan on setting up at some point.
Oh, that's funny.
Like, no, it's there. It's in the link tree. And all you got to do is go, baby, to
All you gotta do is go.
twitch.tv/itsevbo. There's even a song about it.
Yeah,
Fantastic
Yeah.
song.
Very, very fantastic.
it is.
But no, that's. I think you did it.
Sounds good. On that note, we will see you all next session. We'll see you on the Twitterverse. So have a great day. Be excellent to each other.